Well, we have two of the best properties anywhere in the world, and that's Trump Scotland and Trump Turnberry. You probably know them both. And we're building the greatest 36 holes at Trump Scotland. We have the old 18 holes, which are, a top 25 best course anywhere on earth. It's spectacular, has gotten every accolade, every rating, and we're really proud of the property. And then we just built another 18 holes, and it's going to be the best golf course ever built. And I can say that with a lot of confidence. It is spectacular. It is absolutely spectacular, and everybody who's seen it thinks it's incredible. So I'm over here for work, and I'm over here seeing our teams. We have a lot of employees in Scotland and this part of the world, and it's great to be over visiting everybody. Well, we're expanding the second course, right? So we're adding 18 holes, and that's really the whole concept of the greatest 36 on earth. But we want to have the greatest 36 holes anywhere on earth on one property, and we're going to achieve that. And it's undeniable. The best players have come out here, and they've all seen it, and they're blown away by it, and we're excited to be building it. Well, there's no place he loves more. Obviously, it's the birthplace of his mother, the birthplace of my grandmother, a country that he's invested hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into between Turnberry and obviously where I'm sitting right now, Trump Aberdeen, Trump Scotland, and he can't wait to get back over. I can promise you that he'll be back in Scotland, and he'll be back here very soon. But he loves his country. He obviously loves the game of golf. He loves the hotels that we have here. He knows every inch of these properties, and spent a tremendous amount of time before obviously his political years working on them and building them, and putting his heart, blood, sweat, and tears into those properties. And he'll definitely be over here sooner rather than later. I promise you that.
No worries. And I wanted to ask about his relationship with the UK government, because Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his foreign secretary David Lammy, they've said things that are quite rude about your father. Do you think he would still be willing to work with those people despite those comments? Is that something he can get over?
Listen, I don't think the comments help, but I think my father's a bigger person than they are. I think it was foolish to say the comments that they said, especially knowing that, it's not like my father won in a small way. My father won maybe the greatest decisive victory in the history of American politics. The kind of inflammatory rhetoric, I don't know if that gets the UK anything. I don't know if it gets Scotland anything. In fact, I'm saying that nicely. It doesn't get either of them anything. And instead, they could have waited, see who won, called up, congratulations, that was an amazing victory. Clearly, the American people spoke overwhelmingly. And we want to be the greatest partner with you, and we can achieve great things together. I think that call would have been a hell of a lot more productive than some of the things that were said vis-a-vis Twitter, and other platforms. But again, I think my father's a bigger person. He loves his country. He loves the people of this country. He loves the people of Scotland. Politicians come and go. I've seen 100 of them fade from existence in the last 20 years, people who might have said something, defamatory about my father or family, or about something that we were trying to do or something we were trying to accomplish. And here he is, 2 weeks ago, winning, maybe the greatest political victory in, the last century. And so I promise you, he's not going to dwell on it. He's not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm not sure if it bothers him one bit. He's going to be a great president for the United States of America, and if he can be a great ally to this part of the world, he certainly will be.
You're saying maybe those Labour politicians could have waited before speaking on the election. One person who didn't wait was Scotland's First Minister, John Swinney, who endorsed Kamala Harris just before the election. Is that something that the Trump family were aware about? Was it something they even cared about?
It was certainly something I was aware of. It certainly wasn't really something I cared too much about, to tell you the truth. Obviously he read the temperature very wrong. He got it wrong. He got it very wrong because my father won decisively. And so, endorsing a person 3 days before an election in a different country and missing the mark by as much as it was missed by, he read the tea leaves incorrectly. And it's a shame. I don't think those comments help, right? And now all of a sudden you have two countries that could have the greatest political relationship. Again, my father adores Scotland. And you have a first minister coming out and, just being, fairly nasty in the days leading up. Who did that benefit? Did that benefit Scotland? You just asked about tariffs. Does that benefit if he ever needs to call my father and ask about tariffs or negotiated pace. Does that benefit Scotland? I mean, you tell me as a Scot.